for waking up with us on this Wednesday, August 22nd. I'm Lauren Barnes.
I'm Joe Morano, ready to get after it on this hump day, right?
Yes.
Yeah, just ready to roll, guys. All right, and let's start off by checking in with Elisa Raffa. She's in the weather lab. She has your forecast first this morning.
Good morning, guys. We're starting out pretty comfortable out there this morning. It's 66 degrees in Springfield right now. We've got a couple of clouds and north and west wind at 3 miles per hour, so winds are pretty calm out there too. Some minor spots of patchy fog, 5 miles visibility in Clinton and Lake of the Ozarks, 8 in Springfield and 6 in Branson there this morning. We've got a couple of clouds, especially over to the west, and that's going to be the theme as we head through the day today. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds again as we head through the afternoon. It's 66 degrees in Springfield, 64 in Rolla, and 66 in West Plains as you head out the door. Dry conditions as we head through the afternoon, even this morning, maybe some spots of very light patchy fog. Otherwise, we're doing all right. We'll have lingering clouds at the bus stop both this morning and this afternoon, 64 degrees on your way into school, 81 by dismissal, which will be cool for August. Things that we're tracking here this morning, the number of tornadoes from Sunday is continuing to increase. Now we have 8 tornadoes confirmed, so I'll have updates on the newest 2 confirmations. Plus, we've got a few clouds and cool conditions today. The weekend, they'll look summery. Details in 10 minutes.
We have a follow-up story we first brought you last May. Documents reveal new details behind an officer-involved shooting in Aurora that killed 21-year-old Savannah Hill. She had tipped off Aurora PD about 19-year-old Mason Ferris's location after he was on the run from police for a parole violation. New written reports were released to the Springfield News Leader, which detail the officer's point of view and what happened when police tried to arrest Ferris, who was in the car with Hill. When officers David Chapman and Chris Kozasek pulled over Hill's vehicle, there was a struggle for control of the car. The Aurora Police report says the car backed into Officer Kozasek hard enough that his arm crashed through the window. His gun was also knocked out of his hands. Then Officer Chapman says he feared for his life when the car started moving again and fired several shots at the driver. A bullet struck Hill in the head and she was killed. Eventually, more officers arrived and Ferris was arrested. Both officers were originally put on leave but have since returned to their duties. No video of the shooting exists and photographs can't be released yet as a murder investigation for Ferris is still underway.
Springfield Public Schools is looking to equip all of its schools with vestibules. They're the barriers between the entrance doors and the school itself, used for guests to check in upon arrival. Many schools have been studied by architects to evaluate the possibility for creating these vestibules, but not all were looked at. However, last night's school board meeting saw approval for architects to study all schools in the district in need of one. Deputy Superintendent Carol Embry spoke about some of the challenges for this project.
In some of the entryways that the architects will review, there may be stairs immediately on the other side of the entry door.
In some situation, by simply moving the office to the front of the building, that might provide for a more secure entryway.
The school's task force is in charge of evaluating projects and then expects to have those results back by September 20th to look at what it would cost to create them in each of those schools.
In some more local news this morning, a meeting between residents and engineers started and ended with conflict last night. Homeowners are against a 4-story apartment building planned for the 3-acre lot across the street from Sequiota Park. At a meeting, residents expected a presentation and public Q&A. Engineers with Lee Engineering and Associates urged residents to talk to them individually, though, which some did, and a few filled out the engineers' feedback sheets. And some also in the crowd insisted, though, that engineers take questions as a group, and after some heated discussion, the meeting ended.
When I bought my property, I was assured single-family dwellings only. And now to jerk the rug out from under me, I don't think is fair, and it's not fair to all these other people either.
A public planning and zoning meeting is scheduled for September 13th, followed up by a public hearing with City Council on October 8th.
Springfield police are staying safer on the job and may even keep people out of jail thanks to a new piece of technology. Officers on the certified intervention team are being armed with tablets equipped to dial into psychiatrists for urgent video chats. This new option is done through a collaboration with Borough Behavioral Health. Springfield Police Chief Paul Williams says this contact with an expert in mental health can help officers get control of a situation and get someone the help that they need.
And we encounter people in crisis who don't need to be arrested, who don't need medical treatment, and we are sometimes at a loss of what to do because we're the default for everybody to do something. Yeah. The ability to connect people and get them services so that they get treatment, so that they become well-functioning members of society instead of maybe a drain on resources.
The Springfield Police Department is also dedicating more time and personnel to crisis intervention training. To date, more than 60 officers have received full CIT training.
We have a traffic alert for you. West Walnut Street downtown will be closed for construction starting today. Springfield Public Works is closing the street between Grant and Main until August 24th. Street improvements related to the Grant Avenue and Route 66 streetscape projects from Olive Street to Walnut will be happening. New sidewalks and some improved traffic signals are some of the other projects.
And Park Central East will also close this morning east of Robertson Avenue. This is for emergency stormwater infrastructure repairs. The roads should be open by early evening.
Moving on to a tech report now. American households are becoming less concerned about online privacy. That's according to the latest report from the U.S. Department of Commerce.
The data shows an 11% drop in concern from 2015 to 2017. Daniel Shedd is in studio this morning. Are we just becoming numb to security breaches?
Well, guys, good morning. That's a great question. 73% of American households still express concern about their online security and their privacy. However, the number of people actually avoiding online activity because of those concerns would indicate that it's a risk they're willing to take.
All of us by now have experienced a breach. We've had our credit card data stolen, we've checked our statement, we've seen a transaction that wasn't ours, and you call the company, they respond quickly, the world doesn't end, and so you realize, okay, this is a hassle, it's a pain, but it's just maybe part of this new reality of living in the digital age.
We should note that that survey was conducted 4 months prior to that massive Facebook Cambridge Analytica scandal, so those results might be different if they were taken today. But as we'll look during the 6 o'clock hour, cybersecurity is still a major concern for both governments and businesses moving forward, as a threat for cyber warfare has never been more prevalent.
Daniel Shedd this morning. Thank you.